Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Niam and today I want to talk about mindful eating. Now over the last few years I have been able to lose a little bit of weight, and one of the things that I've been able to kind of change is my approach to the way that I eat. I've always been someone that kind of eats really quickly and gobbles stuff down, and then once I've eaten it I'm always looking forward to the next thing. And so a mindful eating approach has helped me to change the way that I view food, change the way that I view the experience of consuming the food that I eat. And that has allowed me to kind of be more satisfied with the meals that I have, and therefore lose weight in a more sustainable and long-term fashion. That's basically allowed me to keep the weight off that I've lost rather than kind of bouncing back, which I think a lot of people do. They do this 12-week transformation and then after that they kind of go back to their old habits. So mindful eating is an approach to really change those habits, change those thoughts, so that you can keep that weight off in the long term. And that's why I think it's a great thing to do and a great thing to practice. So what is mindful eating? I think mindful eating is about eating with presence, eating with intention, and also eating with appreciation. So eating with presence, I think it's about being in the moment when you're eating, not being distracted by something in the future or something in the past. We're always worrying about the next thing or something that we've done in the past, but mindful eating and a mindful eating approach is about focusing in the moment, enjoying the moment, celebrating the moment of your eating experience.
Oh God, it's so good. So good. So good and tasty.
So that you can be fully immersed in the flavors and the wonderful flavors that you have in your mouth and not really being distracted by anything else. Eating with intention, I think it's all about picking the foods or having intention with the foods that you eat. So picking the foods that you want to eat firstly, that are going to nourish your body, going to nourish your mind, that feel good for you, listen to your body, and not really kind of eating things that you don't want to eat. And then eating with appreciation, eating with gratitude. So really kind of not taking the food that we have for granted. And this is super hard. Like, I think I do this all the time and I've probably done it all my life. But trying to tip the balance and kind of appreciate the moments that we do get to eat, because we are fortunate to have this food, because some people don't, right? So yeah, I think those three things encompass what mindful eating really is and the essence of mindful eating. And yeah, in the next kind of few clips I'll be detailing the steps that I take in order to kind of try and become a more mindful eater. I think mindful eating is not necessarily a kind of black and white thing, but it's a spectrum from really, really non-mindful eating, which I probably used to be, and which is probably one of the reasons why I was fat. And then on the other hand, being a really, really mindful eater, doing all the things that I'm going to say in the video, and being really mindful, and then you can fall somewhere in the middle. And I think the challenge is, or the goal is, to just continually become a more mindful eater over time. Alright, so first step to mindful eating, I think really actually starts from when you go shopping. Now this might sound a little bit weird, because you would probably think that mindful eating would be about eating, but the foods that you eat, right, primarily come from when you go shopping or at Tesco or Sainsbury's or Asda or whatever. And so if you buy the foods that you want to eat or the foods that are good for you, you're essentially taking the first step into mindful eating, because if you shop with intention, you're more likely to eat with intention. And when I say shop with intention, what I mean is when you go in with a shopping list, you stick to that shopping list, because that's the foods that you really want. Now when you go shopping, the supermarkets are there because they want to make more money, obviously, putting fancy deals, putting fancy displays, putting kind of all these amazing foods out there on display that you don't really want. And so it's quite easy to get lured into it, obviously, and buy things that you don't want. And so if you do go shopping, try and stick to your shopping list, stick to the things that you want to buy and therefore want to eat, and therefore you're immediately going to become a bit more of a mindful eater, because you're essentially, by shopping with intention, eating with intention as well. Shop with intention, stick to your shopping list, and then you're going to become a bit more of a mindful eater, because you're going to be eating with intention, because you only eat what you shop. So the second thing that I've tried to start doing to be more mindful when I'm eating is actually just taking a moment beforehand to be appreciative, be grateful for the food that I have. I think it just gives me that extra satisfaction where I feel a bit more positive about what I'm eating. I enjoy it a little bit more because I've taken the time to consciously think, I'm lucky for this food, I'm fortunate to have this food. And so I think it's a great thing to kind of get into. And yeah, you don't have to do it every mealtime, but now and again it's nice to just take a moment to thank the world, thank God, whatever you want to do. But yeah, just be thankful for the food that you have on the table, because loads of people don't actually have access to this food, right? So we are lucky, we are fortunate. So yeah, it's just a nice little thought, a positive thought. So I was looking at my asparagus the other day as well, just thinking, shit, like where does this food come from? And I saw that the asparagus came from Mexico, and I was like, damn, so someone's got to plant the seed, pick up the asparagus, and then someone's got to plant the asparagus, then it's got to grow, someone's got to like help it grow or nurture it, however people grow asparagus, and someone's got to pick it, take it, wash it, put it into packageable format, and then it's shipped all across I think it's the Atlantic Ocean, could put it in the comments if I'm wrong, and then from there it's got to be taken from the port to the warehouse to the Tesco local depot and then to the supermarket. It just shows that, like, yeah, we are really lucky to get this food, because firstly, loads of people don't have even access to the food that they have in their local area, let alone across the bloody Atlantic Ocean. So yeah, I guess that's kind of puts it into perspective how lucky we are. And again, yeah, it's nice to take a little moment to be grateful, be appreciative, and I think it'll help you just enjoy that food a little bit more. The next step number 3 to mindful eating, is just about eating without screens, eating without any kind of phone, social media, TV around, because that's a real distraction from you being present in the moment and enjoying every bite for what it is. You know, I've done this so much in the past where I just whack on something on Netflix, whack on something on YouTube, or just turn on the TV, and then I eat my food whilst I watch the TV. But because I'm so distracted by what I'm watching, I end up eating the food so quickly, and then I'm like, shit, I want some more now, because I don't feel fully satisfied by the experience, because I didn't actually experience eating the food. I didn't even remember eating the food. And the other thing is that I eat it so quickly that my brain doesn't register that the food is filling me up, and so I still feel hungry after finishing eating the food. But that's just because there's something like a 20-minute delay between your brain feeling full and actually being full. And so by kind of not being distracted and not kind of watching something and kind of thinking about something else, you're being present in the moment, you're slowing down the rate at which you eat food, and you're allowing your brain to register how full you're feeling and whether you need more food. And so just by doing that and kind of taking the screens away and stuff, you're going to be able to lose weight, because you're probably going to end up eating less. And so that's something that helped me. But also, just from an enjoyment perspective, you will just enjoy your food more, because that is what you're experiencing. Every bite you kind of realize that it's actually quite fun, you slow down a little bit, you're focusing on that, you're there with your thoughts, and so the experience becomes in itself so satisfying that you don't want to have food after. And then the final step for eating mindfully, I think, is really about just chewing a lot more. You know, it will slow down the rate at which you eat. You know, before I read something online about chewing 20 times, I'm pretty sure that I chewed my food like 2 or 3 times and then gobbled it down. But then I realized that apparently you're meant to chew a lot more, and by doing that you actually enjoy every bite a little bit more. It slows down, again, the same with having no screens, it slows down the rate at which you eat, which allows you to enjoy that experience a little bit more, actually feel like you are filling up that stomach rather than still feeling hungry at the end. And so it leaves you look more satisfied with that eating experience that you've just had, more appreciative, more grateful, all those things that I've talked about. But I think from a digestion standpoint as well, you have mechanical digestion, which happens in your mouth when you chew food, and you have chemical digestion, which happens in your body after you've chewed the food. But by basically chewing more, you're increasing the amount of mechanical digestion, which is probably going to allow your body to break down that food even better or even more efficiently. So that's a good thing as well from that standpoint. But yeah, just in general, chew your food a little bit more, enjoy the experience of every bite, enjoy those tastes, enjoy those flavors. And I think food becomes a lot more of an experience. So that's it, everyone. My kind of steps to try and be a more mindful eater. Remember, eat with intention, eat with presence, and eat with appreciation to be more mindful when eating. And some of the more practical steps that you can take include just sticking to your shopping list so that you can shop with intention and therefore eat with intention. After that, you can take a little moment before you eat to be grateful, be appreciative, and really enjoy and take pleasure in that moment of having food in front of you. And then the next two things is just to eat without any screens in front of you. Enjoy that moment for what it is, enjoy that experience, and you don't really need something else external for you to be satisfied with that experience. In fact, you'll be more satisfied with that experience if you don't have a screen next to you distracting you from those amazing flavors that you have there, right there. And then finally, just chew your food. Slow down the rate that you eat so that your body has the time to tell your brain how full you feel. That will help you lose weight. Also, again, to enjoy those flavors, enjoy those tastes, and make the most of that experience that you should cherish every day, because at the end of the day, some people don't have the access to it. So it's a cool thing that you get to enjoy. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got value from that. If you're still here, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. But for now, peace.